We have 4 children. They're now ages 22 down to 12. But when my oldest was 5 years old, I went on a business trip with a guy named Jim Weidman, and he was an IBM sales rep, and he was telling great stories about these things he was doing with his kids in his home during family nights. And so he would tell me about these activities where they had a blast together, and it was the greatest time of the week for the whole family, and it was always centered around some kind of object lesson or an activity that got them excited about the faith. Well, I wasn't doing anything like that in my home, and here I was an executive with Focus on the Family, I was an elder in my local church, I was seminary trained, I came from a Christian family, I was writing Christian books, and I'm going, well, I'm not doing anything like that with my kids, because I had fallen into the pattern that I grew up with, which was I perceived kind of family devotions and all of that as a boring thing. I didn't want to bore my kids with the faith. So anyway, I learned from this guy, and we started when my oldest was 5, a routine called Family Nights. We scheduled it once a week for 20 to 30 minutes, a really cool, fun activity. We scheduled it once a week so that we would be sure to get to it every other week, and that's what happens with the schedule, but that's 26 times per year on average that we did something intentional and engaging with our kids to form their faith. And to this day, our 23 and our 21-year-old will say, oh yeah, I remember our very first family night when we did the activity with the balloons, and just like air, God is there. And it's embedded in their hearts and minds. We do that over and over as just a routine in our family life. And it's paid huge dividends on 2 levels, both in terms of their confidence in their faith, but also in terms of that dynamic of fun as a family around the things that are most important in our lives. And so that's one method that worked for us that we train other families to do now, and we equip families in our church to do, so that they don't bore their kids to death with the faith, but rather get them excited about those things that are most important in all of life.